It's a good app. I think I have to go and see.
Good. Just waiting on Instagram. Then I'll send
Hmm.
it to chat, and then we're good to go. I'm excited.
Me too. We're going live on Facebook. So,
So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I think we're live.
yes.
Let me just double check. Michelle, can you confirm if we're live? Yeah, LinkedIn is definitely live. Okay, perfect. We are live. Yay! And
Yay.
everyone can hear me okay today. No echoes. Yes? Thumbs up, guys, or just message me on WhatsApp, or if you can, the chat is connected. So if you guys can just write in chat, that would be awesome. And leave a hello. Mike is better. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome everybody to our Wellness Wednesdays, and I'm super excited here with Nadia. A lot of learning I've learned with everybody who's been on board here. And Nadia, thank you so much for being here. I know it was a last minute thing, but I guess you were meant to be here. So welcome and thank you. And Nadia's journey, I'm going to let her tell us about who you are, what do you do, and I'm excited about the Islamic coaching perspective as well. So, Nadia, take it away.
So, first of all, Huma, I'm so humbled and honored to be here. Thank you so much, even reaching out and asking for me, because you know who you are to me. You are my lifesaver and a mentor,
Oh,
I want to say.
thank
And
you.
you literally dragged me into this journey, actually not dragged, I would say it's inspired me into this journey. So you are
Thank you. I
one of
appreciate that.
the inspiration. So I'm so excited to be here. So name Nadia Asgar. I'm a coach, spiritual life and trauma coach. And I think it's been now, I know when I say this it becomes like, oh really, it's that much time, but over 5 years I am in the coaching.
That's
uh,
surprising. Time just
yeah.
flew. I remember our first conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, that was literally in COVID, or COVID just about to hit kind of thing, 2019 or
Uh,
18 something.
More or less. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been that time. So basically I am right now full-time spiritual life and trauma coach, but if you go for my background, I am social worker. I have been teaching or as a teacher for many years, like 15 years of experience with O levels and A levels and everything. So I've
Mashallah.
done mix of things for the thing. Now, what got me into coaching is like we all go through different stuff into our life, and that also inspired me to get into the Islamic part of it, because being raised in an Islamic family or as a Muslim family, talking about mental health was a taboo. Talking about mental health, like, okay, what are you doing? Go do your namaz, go do your fasting, go do all that thing, everything is going to be okay. You're not supposed to talk about mental health like it is something something. But of course,
Yeah.
as a human being, as day to day things, we go through so many stuff which we are not aware of. And as a woman,
Hmm.
we absorb so many things, and we are not allowed, we were never allowed to talk about those things.
Yeah, we're not
We
allowed
were
to speak, be quiet, stay quiet. You're a girl. Compromise.
And not only girl, you're a good girl if you want to be a
Good
good
girl. Oh
girl.
my God. That
And
is
if
like,
you
oh,
and this is what I have been experiencing all across my clients throughout the world. So I have been working with the women around the world, Muslim, non-Muslim, all the cultures, all the colors, all the races. Same thing. If you
mhm.
want to be a good girl, if you want to be a good mother, if you want to be a good wife, you just need to take in, you're not allowed to say anything, you're not allowed to complain anything. And top of the thing, being a Muslim, oh, you cannot be ungrateful. If you talk about something, you'll become ungrateful. So, anyways, when I start work initially, you know how I reached out to you, we talked together, we worked together a little bit. And when you inspired me to do this work and I started digging deeper into it, um, I found out that all of these things are myth. Actually, in Islam, in our deen, in our religion, Allah, Quran, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if we study, and it's because we don't study and we don't get the proper knowledge. We don't know what is the message for actual message for us. There is a lot about mental health. He has
Mhm.
himself during his tenure of 23 years, and even before that, we don't have much information. Even before, he was Sadiq and Amin, and he was the kind, and he was available for the people, helping them, solving their problem. People used to come to him. So what was that? That was psychology. That was counseling, actually, which we call it in this way. And now, because it's a psychology, it's an English word. Oh my God, you're not supposed to do go there. Even Quran talks about thoughts, mind, spirit, physical effect, and everything. We have, like, if we talk in Arabic and stuff like that, I don't want to go into that deep conversation. But our nafs, what is nafs, and the three stages of nafs, it's basically the connection of those things. So when I
Mhm.
studied all that, and I'm like, okay, how can I make a mix of this thing and whatever I have learned, and I have learned, which is the rewiring of your subconscious mind. Because as you know, our subconscious mind is the one which is being, which is
The
running our
driving
life.
force.
Exactly,
Exactly.
the guiding force. So whatever you have been learning in the first 8 years, whatever you have been programmed like that, you're going to run your life according to that. So my major, and there are different ways of doing it. Hypnosis is one, energy clearing is one. There are many different ways. CBD is one, and everything. So I've taken a couple of techniques and I mixed it. No, I would not say mix it. I improvised it with our Islamic perspective. So
Wow,
what
that's
gives
amazing. Yeah.
so
Hmm.
what gives us strength? Allah's name. So I've taken Allah's attributes, and in affirmations and everything, I've included that, because if I believe that Allah is with me and He's helping me, and I remind that to myself, it just gives me the strength and the power and connection with Allah.
Hmm.
So, and that's what I did.
Infinite source, right? And
Infinite
not
source.
only our religion, but I think a lot of religions touch upon this as well. Different faiths touch upon
Yeah,
the same thing. Like the basic core is, I think, one. Like it speak to the infinite because He will provide. I mean, you can
yeah,
call it universe, you can
yeah,
call it God, you can call
yeah.
Allah, whatever you
Exactly.
resonate with. And it's just it's our. I think we put limits on ourselves, and the how will it happen, and that how is where everything messes up. So go on.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, don't ask me. Go on, because I'll keep talking. I love talking. You know that.
Please. No, yeah, I want to know more. I want to learn more. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's why I've included Quran. So I have created two masterminds. One is about learning Sira completely. Now, the reason
Okay.
behind because Muslims are, we are unaware of many of the things. It's just because we don't study and we have not been given the proper knowledge, or we don't even try to do that. So that's one mastermind. I'm teaching Sira, but not just teaching Sira for the sake of teaching Sira. What can we take it from there and apply
Hmm.
in our lives? So how Prophet
Okay.
sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught his companions. So what can we take lessons and how we can apply in our life in different ways? Right now we're talking about the female companions of Rasulullah, and
Hmm.
yesterday we talked about one of the aunt of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Safiya, that how
Hmm.
she raised Hazrat, his her son, um, Hazrat Zubair bin Awam, who's on 10 Ashra Mubashra, like he's from the 10 guaranteed paradise, that how the training, being a single mother, was pretty tough, pretty disciplined, teaching on certain criteria. And she wasn't worried about people's judgment. Even people called her like very strict mom, rude mom, or she
Hmm.
wasn't worried about how my son is going to perceive about me. She was worried about how to make my son successful. And Zubair bin Awam, he's 10 out of 10 promised paradise. So you can imagine what kind of a personality he is. And he became after the training. So how can we apply that as a mothers in our life right now? And
Wow, that's
in
amazing.
so
Hmm.
in most of my clients, what I see as a woman, as a mothers, we are scared of, oh, what my kids are going to think about me. I cannot be that harsh. I cannot discipline them. Oh, what about them? And what? No, what our job is not to pamper. Yeah, pamper is one thing, but we have to. equip them with all the knowledge, information, and the discipline so that they can survive as a strong Muslim in any kind of society. So we take those examples in that mastermind, and we take whatever we can apply, and that's the work I'm doing. Then there are different other classes, and even in my regular one-on-one coaching, I, especially with the Muslim clients, and Huma, those lessons automatically, even if I am not talking to Muslim clients, they're non-Muslim clients, when I guide them without mentioning where I've taken it from them, that changes their life, because it's a complete information of how you're supposed to live life. So you
Yeah,
don't have.
Islam is a way of life. Yeah,
It's not,
absolutely.
absolutely. So that is something like really inspiring for me to see how my non-Muslim clients are growing, taking the rules from what I'm teaching my Muslim clients and taking all that. It's just a little bit change of name you have to use, because instead of saying Allah, say God. So
Hmm.
that's a belief system and everything. But that really helped them to build the faith, the focus on faith, believing in something which is bigger and higher than them. It's very, very important.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you asked me for introduction and I gave you the whole spiel, but this is this is just fascinates me. It's just inspire me to do this work.
Yeah, and mashallah, it's so rewarding, isn't it? And it's I mean,
Absolutely.
honestly, I feel like if somebody had asked me 9 years ago that, just told me that I'd be a hypnotist at this time, I'd be like, what are you talking about? That's like BS. I would never have thought that I would get into this field and then, grow so much spiritually and mentally, and be aware that awareness, excuse me, is so important of because we're just on a like it's like just automatic 9 to 5, this rat race that we're in. But then once we get into this work and we start working with clients and we learn from every client and everybody we meet, it's like we take a step back and we're
Yeah,
like, no, hold on, there's more to life than that. And that's the beauty of, actually being present and living in the now, because either we are worried about the past and why she said this or that, and,
yeah,
like you said, judgments, or we're worried about the future. Oh my God, how is this going to happen? The how. And we never live in the present moment. But this work allows us to actually be and just be and work on ourselves. I mean, it's a work, it's a journey. And I don't think we will
absolutely.
ever be completely 100%, woohoo, because life will throw challenges at us. But we need to equip ourselves and our clients, like you said, with techniques, tools, and tips that they can take with them and apply it. And that's where the awareness comes in, because you're like, okay, this is the problem. I have the tools. Which one am I going to use today?
Yeah,
That's the beauty, and that's when you, like you said, you rewire, you reprogram, because we're programmed to focus on the negative all the time. But this time we're like, okay, no, I'm going to take control, and I'm going to find a solution for this, because we always have a choice. We always have a solution, but because we're so wrapped up in the fight flight mode that we don't realize what's happening. And
yep,
then we take the control, be aware of what's happening, and that's when we start building that muscle of manifestation, of changing, and of improving ourselves internally. Because until we don't do the internal work, I don't
yeah.
think much is going to change externally. You agree?
Absolutely, 100% absolutely. And it's not only you're changing, as you are changing. And again, I'm talking about from my personal experience, because I've
Yes.
gone through the process of journey of learning and healing and everything.
Yes.
It's not just I got a certificate and become a coach. It's like, my journey pretty much, that how I was one step by step. And because
Mhm.
of my internal work, not only externally, I am changed, people around me changed. My kids, they think differently. They are
Yes.
using, even me asking them to use any technique or anything, they want to do that. They're more inspired by that, they're more connected with me and with the stuff like that, and that makes you even more passionate and more grateful for this work. Like, you're not only you're not changing your life, you're impacting those
Oh,
young
everybody
souls
around you,
and
almost, yeah,
everybody
almost
around
everybody
you.
around you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is very, very important. Internal work is very important. There's a saying, I don't know whose saying was that. I don't remember the thing that if you want to change, if you want to change
Yeah,
the
I know
world,
what which one you're
if you
doing.
want to change the
I
world,
know
change yourself first. It starts with you, something like that.
it
It
starts with
starts,
you.
yeah,
And I think there are two layers to that. One is, I think, more of acceptance.
Yeah.
Internally, when you start working, you start accepting what's happening around you so it doesn't affect you or impact you as such. And you're like, cool, chill with it. And the
Hmm.
second layer to that would be because you've changed your vibe and energy. I think people, because we're talking subconsciously all the time and energetically, right?
Hmm.
They also pick up on that. So if you show up confident and you start to accept yourself and love yourself exactly the way you are, they pick up that message and they respond in the same way. So it's
Hmm.
beautiful, the internal work. And to your point, we're not so well back then. Now at least there's an awareness that no voice, being a good girl.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to say anything. Chup kar ke raho kind of thing. But now that the awareness is coming up, it's like internal work is so important, and still there is this thinking that it's selfish, and they feel guilty. Mom guilt is a big one.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, if as long as you're doing the internal work, you see the shifts. And again, it's not an overnight transformation. It is a journey, but and here's the thing, we
Absolutely.
have these small, like SRT. I know you do SRT, subconscious release technique. These are small, short, powerful tools that we can do in the moment and get instant results. So tell me a little bit more about SRT.
So SRT, as I said, I got introduced to SRT 5, 6 years, or I don't know, 8 years ago. I don't even remember the time now. So SRT is something which is, as I said, your main as a child, we know nothing. So your
Mhm,
subconscious mind starts developing from the 20th week of conception. So whatever is happening in a mom's body in the womb, the fetus start feeling and absorbing and making connections and everything. And as they grow up to 8 years, because after 8 years, the
mhm,
reasoning ability or the reasoning part of the brain develops, and then they start asking questions, and that's why the 8, 9 year old is ask so many questions. And the problem happens where they are shut down, oh, don't ask too many questions, why are you asking
mhm.
stupid questions and things like that, and there we kill all the creativity and all the curiosity and everything. So the first 8 years, whatever you have observed, learned, and everything, so that becomes your program. So it got gets into your subconscious mind. And after that you are your whole life decisions and everything are going to be based on that. So I'll give you a very short and simple example. In my childhood, we were in Pakistan, raised in Pakistan. We had street dogs. And one time, very early thing, had an encounter with street dog. After that, I was scared of street dogs or dogs in general. So when I came to Canada,
Oh yeah.
it was
I
not a good experience for me
can
initially.
imagine.
I'm
Yeah.
like, there's their friendly dogs, but I did not know subconsciously I'm scared of dogs. So whenever I'll see dog, I'll change my path, I'll go around, I
Hmm.
will not go close, and that gives a very wrong impression, because the people who have the dog, they're very friendly, they're like a family to them.
Yeah,
But for me, it's not.
exactly. Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't
Not.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I worked SRT, so I have to remove that program and become a
Hmm.
made a new. That's the magic of SRT. That having that SRT session, removing that program, the dog is furious, is going to hurt you or something like
Hmm.
that, and
Hmm.
change you that dogs are friendly as long as you're friendly to them. If you're going to try to make mess with them, of course they're going to mess with you.
Of
But
course.
that's the
That's with
thing.
any and everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
this is just an example, and there are many
Hmm.
other limiting belief system, which I got from my
Hmm.
background. I had to come and work on that, and I have to come and
Right.
change on that. The big one, when I worked with you initially, it was like I cannot become a coach. So that changed, and down the road, it's been almost 6 years. Alhamdulillah, I am working as a coach. Alhamdulillah. So these things work. So this is basically changing and rewiring your subconscious mind with the simple. It's a simple but very effective, very very what do you call it? It creates a greater impact on your subconscious mind. It's like literally removing the old files and adding a new file, and your whole life is changed. And,
Upgrading the
and
system. So how I like to explain it is getting to your mind's computer, finding that virus, removing the
absolutely,
virus. It could be with anything, with NLP, with hypnosis, with
yeah.
SRT. Removing the virus and installing and downloading new programs, basically.
Yeah, yeah. But the
Yeah,
problem
it's as
is many.
that simple. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, the problem which I think the removing part is easier. The problem is getting to know the virus. When people, that's a person's own awareness that, oh, there's
Hmm.
something wrong with me and I want to change my life. Many people don't even get to that. Many people, they're thinking, no, my life is fine, I'm okay, or I'm not okay, as you said, fright and flight kind of a thing, and they don't even recognize that. So that's what I am working on these days, that I'm specifically creating those workshops or those things where I'm saying, why do you need this? Especially now, and being a woman of this time
Yeah.
now, because you are not going to help yourself, you're going to help your children and your generations to come. That's why my main focus is helping people related to generational trauma, because we all have generational trauma, no
And I
matter
was just
what.
going to come to that and ask you, can you explain a little bit about generational trauma?
So
I'm
generational
just,
trauma.
don't mind me. I am listening. I'm just checking the comments because I can't see them here.
Oh, no, absolutely no worries. So, generational trauma is basically they have categorized into three forms. Number one is simple, acute, and then is a complex. Now, simple
Oh,
one is
okay.
just which is happen in the family. It's like, it's just like a mother, she has gone through some physical abuse, and just a one or twice time, and then it stayed in the family and then stayed. Now the other one, the second one, is a higher category in which there's a repeated experiences like sexual trauma or anything. The complex one is a combination of everything. So it's like
Okay.
more than one type of thing. Like you have physical, and then it can be a natural disaster, because a natural disaster happens like tsunamis or earthquakes or things
Mm,
like
mm,
that. So you are going through multiple, you're physically being hurt, you are emotionally being hurt, you are financially being hurt sometimes. So depend on that. But first of all, we need to understand what is trauma, because people, especially us South Asian and all people, we think that trauma means, oh my God, something big has happened to me. Trauma
right.
is a very Trauma is a very simple thing. Trauma means
Mm,
anything which impacted you psychologically, mentally, or emotionally, and it had any kind of a minor, even the imprint affected you. That's a
mm,
trauma, because it will, no matter you do, until unless you process it or you work with someone or anything, it will get stored into your body, and it will impact you long term.
correct.
Like
So that's
even
the virus.
thinking that's a virus. That's a virus. So it depends on the type
Mhm.
of the virus, what virus is this, but
Right.
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody, Muslim, non-Muslims, there are traumas, and there are religious traumas too. Big religious traumas. Like I have come across, Homa, you won't believe it. No, you will believe it because you have been working with the clients and everything. So of course you will believe it. But I was initially very surprised when women came with the trauma, religious trauma, when we use the Quran, sayings of the
Hmm.
Prophet, to for our benefits. Like very
Oh.
simple ones, very
Hmm.
simple ones being used for children. As a parent, you are not supposed to disobey me. Make sense? But then you use this to abuse your children, or you cannot marry the person you like, you cannot give money to your wife, you cannot do anything, whatever I say, beyond this category. And there's extreme levels to it too. That's trauma. And that's wrong, because again, if you go deeper, when was it said, there's context to it. Then another one being used, if you are not going to read namaz, you're going to go
Yeah.
to hell. Oh my
God's gonna punish
God.
you. God, you're gonna go to hell. And then we create this fear of God. It should be we should be doing things out of love for him, not for fear.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's my point. So many of my clients, trust me, when I say many, I'm talking about 90% and more. They came to me and they were like, the connection with God, and
Mm,
that gave me the inspiration to create this course, connecting with Allah's name. But they came to me and they say, our connection with God is based on God forbid, he's sitting there and waiting for me to make a mistake so he can send me to hell. And
Okay.
many people, they have give up on even connecting with Allah. Like, what's the point of even trying? He's just going to send me to hell because I'm human. I'm making mistake all day long. So they
Yeah, that's
literally
true.
they are doing namaz, they are doing all the other rituals, but for the sake of quote
Mhm.
unquote rituals, there's no connection. And if there's no connection, there's a huge gap in the life.
It's just lip service. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just lip service, and also it is impacting their day-to-day life. Because if you are not connected and you are having this connection based on your fear, you're going to act upon fear. Your all other relationship will be based on that. So it creates lots of emotional stress and everything. So this is just one example about that, but there's a lot of different other thing which is there. So trauma, please, 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 everyone, we all have trauma. Let's get there. Like, everybody including me, I had so many different other kinds of trauma. The severity is could be different, the level of was could be different, but allow yourself to work with someone to process it so you can live the life you're supposed to live.
Perfect. I love that. Okay. So, tell me a little bit more about how you incorporate Allah's names in your coaching. So, how
So
does
there's
like
a
a session would look like? Just roughly an overview.
so basically see, it's the connection. So there's ways of doing it, depending
Hmm.
upon what the clients need. So all my affirmations, like for example, I'm worthy, very simple. And if you ask
Right.
someone to do, I am worthy, so many questions in brain, like on what basis I am worthy? I don't have
Mm.
the money I want. I don't have the relationship I want. I don't even have the body I want. I don't have this the satisfaction or anything I want. Like, what are you saying I'm worthy for? So what do? I improvised it. I
Hmm.
explained them that how Allah created them and how what was the purpose of our creation. So I improvise that statement or that affirmation to I am worthy because Allah created me worthy. I don't need anything else to make me feel worthy. It's the first part. The reason of my creation was angels bow down to me. They did the sajda to me, prostrate. That's a huge thing for me. If a person can
Hmm.
understand that I'm to that level, next becomes easier. So I
Right. Great point.
improvised, make it connection with the Allah that He created me worthy. That's why I'm worthy. So
That's
I'm
beautiful.
putting that. So things like that, depending upon what my client need is. So for example, struggling for money. If you're struggling for money, so who or
Mm.
sustenance, like so who do we
Mm.
need to depend on our sustenance? So
I
it's
mean, jobs. Where's the money going to come from? What else do I need to
exactly,
do? Will this
exactly.
guy pay me? Will my client? When will I get my next client? Yeah, but we forget these are just around us. But we have somebody more, higher power. Like I said, you can
Who
call it what
has
you like.
taken the responsibility of your sustenance?
Mm.
So being Allah as Al Razak. So I use Allah's
Exactly.
attributes accordingly. He said, I'm Al Razak.
Mashallah.
I am
Mm.
going to I'm going to provide you whatever sustenance you need. So if we can strengthen our belief and we do energy clearing around that, because that's a belief. So my first thing with my Muslim clients, definitely, and other clients too, is to develop their stronger connection with their creator. Then
Beautiful.
everything else becomes easier.
And I just want to add in here that does not mean that you don't take action. Okay? You
Oh
still
no,
have to put the work.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
still have to, but with the faith that things are gonna eventually unfold and settle down and everything does work out. I mean, if you look at the past history, yeah, there is a little bit of stress, and that's okay, but things eventually do work out.
No, absolutely. See, the basic
Mm.
problem in everything, in as a human, what I perceived psychologically, mentally, emotionally, it's the faith part, belief part.
Absolutely,
We
100%
don't
agree.
be, we don't believe in ourselves, and that we just portrays that in everything else. So once you will start believing again, it's the inner work. You start believing in yourself and then your connection with your higher power. It's God, universe, Allah, whatever that is, whatever you believe in. doesn't matter. If
Mhm.
that is clear, am I frozen? If that is
Just for a
clear,
second. Yeah.
yeah. If that is strengthened, everything else become your journey becomes easy. Everything, because everything works on belief. Everything based on that.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. So what kind of clients do you see? Like what is the basic denominator that people come to you for? Like the ladies, I think you work mostly with women, right?
Yeah, I work mostly with women. It's like from everyone, from housewife to the business owner, entrepreneur. So it depends on the thing. So as I said, I'm a spiritual life and trauma coach. So it covers
Hmm.
all the three parts. People with
Hmm.
trauma, yes, I take those clients depending upon how much they want to work. Then I work with the entrepreneurs who are struggling to build up their business, and mostly it's the same limiting beliefs, subconscious mind stories.
Yes, exactly.
Same thing. Like I
Mhm.
can say, thank God, working with many entrepreneurs, everything improved for them. Their clients improved. Their like the amount of money they want to manifest, it has improved, and in a short period of time. And again, as a coach, I tell everybody the same thing: we're not magicians. We are the
Thank
people.
you for putting that for putting that forward. Yes, absolutely.
I wish, I really, really wish if I had a magic wand and I'll change everything for you. It's a mutual effort. My job, I am your guide. And why? I am your guide because I can see your blind spots, which you cannot see. So
I like
I
that. Yeah.
I help you to see the path more clearly with some directions. The work is the work, and I can give you the guidance. You're the one who's going to do the work, and the only thing is you will, one more thing along with the belief we need is support and accountability as a human, and especially because we are working from home mostly, all the entrepreneurs and everything is easy to clock in and clock out a 9 to 5 job. But whenever you are building a business, you, me, and many other, we know that our struggle is different. Our struggle is like how to manage the time and do things. So that's the discipline. So if you have a coach, you will you'll be able to be accountable, get the accountability from your coach and everything. So which is that. So these are the things. So I have all kind of whom I've been able to experience all kind of clients from, like, oh, actually I've worked with the younger girls. My youngest was
Hmm.
13-year old.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And basically the same problem, trauma and the thing. And I worked up to, my oldest was like 70-year-old woman, and she
Hmm.
has gone through the trauma. She was a trauma client too. So it's all category, all type of work I've worked with. I've experienced working with, thankfully, with all different kind of women, all color, all races, pretty much. I don't know how many countries in the world. I don't even know.
I know, right? I mean, that's the beauty of Zoom, that it allows you to connect with so many people all around the world. Yeah. Initially, when we had done our hypnosis and I was doing my RTT, rapid transformation therapy, we were exchanging sessions. And these people were like all over the world, from New Zealand to, I don't know, Australia, Dubai, Pakistan, India. But it's exciting and it's fun. It's just like, oh yeah, I can reach so many people. That's amazing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
anywhere, right? So that's, yeah. There were some places that I didn't even know existed, and I was like, "Where is this?" And I had to actually Google it. Oh, okay, cool. This is where it is. So
yeah, yeah. No,
you're
alhamdulillah.
like, you're learning in this, exactly. Alhamdulillah. That's what I was saying. I'm so grateful, so blessed to be given this. I mean, I call it a gift. It's a gift that we were given because obviously none of us thought that we're going to be coaches and doing this kind of work and helping others and serving others. Actually, that God, Allah chose us to kind of be his, medium and guide the clients
Yeah,
to
no,
where they want to be. Yeah,
no,
and the
that's
talent.
so true. I really, I'm really humbled, and this is my prayer every day, that oh Lord, choose me as your vessel to heal the people you want to
Exactly.
heal, because we are just vessels. We are nothing. Again, we are not perfect. There are so many
Oh
challenges and
no.
stuff we are going through. We are learning. The only thing we're doing is we are more aware and we are putting it to work. That's the only thing we are doing, and that's what we have done. And the same journey, we have walked the path, And now we are helping our client to walk that path much faster than the time we have taken, the struggle we have seen.
Exactly. I love that. Yeah, and sometimes, we have the tools and techniques, and but we're just so tired of working on ourselves that we ask others, our colleagues, to, like, okay, you know what? I'm done helping myself. You help me.
Yeah,
So every therapist
absolutely.
needs a therapist as well, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we all need coaches all the time. I tell you, we
Oh, absolutely.
all need teachers, we all need coaches. And that's why even Allah sent 127,000 prophets. They were teachers, coaches, everything.
Mentors, yeah, guides.
Everything. So it means we need all that reminders all the time. We need somebody to give it because we get stuck here so much that we cannot even process it. So it's like definitely.
Yeah. So I had Alia, the love coach, on I think the second or third of the Wellness Wednesday, and she said a very beautiful thing. And she said, love is not an emotion; it's an energy. And I'm like, oh my God, I never thought of love as an energy, and that just stuck with me. And it's so beautiful because if you start operating with that energy of love and feel the
Absolutely.
emotion of love, you know how many things change for you. Like you just are in that chill, relaxed mode. Then
Yeah.
things do bother, of course. You are a human at the end of the day, and life does throw
Oh
challenges.
yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
just so much more easier and more relaxed. And I'm like, you know what? Just send them love and light. Just send everybody love and light. And
Absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
life becomes so much more easier, and like the solutions will come, things will get work. And like I said, please, you do have to still put in the work. And when we talk about work as coaches, as mentors, as therapists, as practitioners, we don't mean like you have to sit hours and hours and meditate, please. And I think Nadia is like me. We just look for quick, short, powerful solutions to, deal with the situation in the time and move on. And the more
Yeah.
you practice like I said, mentioned before, the more aware you are, the more you practice the techniques that we show you, or the homework that we give you, or the work that you need to put in, the easier life becomes. You become lighter. You start to enjoy life even more. And like I said, be in the present moment. So when we say work, it's not, oh my God, I have to journal like 10 hours a day, or I have to meditate for 10 hours a day, or I have to do this. Like for me, it's like literally, if you follow my Tuesday tips, they are so simple and in the
Yeah.
moment to do. Every Tuesday I post a tip. Um, Things that even if I give a homework, it's just to listen to the audio, which is like 20 minutes of hypnosis audio, and you don't even have to be consciously aware listening to it. You can listen to it at bedtime, you can fall asleep listening to it, and it still does the job. It still works. So it's
Yeah.
just easy, powerful stuff. So Nadia, can you share something powerful, short, quick tip, maybe even just a blanket SRT statement or whatever you think can help in the moment, like, stressed completely, got up late, kids are late for school, that's typical scenario early in the morning. Kids are not ready, and you're standing at the door getting into the car, and the kids are still upstairs. In that moment, you're like rushing in that fight flight mode. So
Oh,
anything quick that, yeah, you can share with us.
no, there's very, very simple techniques. I'll start with whenever there's rush kind of a thing, just stop and breathe.
Stop. And
And
you
it
know
won't.
what? We don't breathe.
Yeah, we
We
don't
don't
breathe.
breathe.
The problem is we don't breathe. We just go on, and we become so overwhelmed that we don't even think about breathing. And it's a very shallow breathing. It's a very shallow breathing that we do it. So that when you are in such an overwhelmed situation, and this is something I do, things happens to me too, of course. So what do? I tell myself, take your name, because your brain, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, it recognizes your name. So I tell myself out loud, literally,
Okay.
Nadia, stop.
Stop.
Nadia, stop. Breathe. So clear instructions. It helps you a lot. So stop, breathe. And breathing is very simple. In from your nose, stop, 1 2 3, whatever. If you can do up to 5, great. And breathe out hard from your mouth, and do it 3 times. You're good to go. You're literally, you will feel the instant rush of energy. Things become clear, and you can good to go the next second. Another very important thing I give you, tapping. It just
Mm.
resets your nervous system quickly. Tap here, tap on your carotid
Yeah, I do
top.
the gamut points. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's here. I like literally, that's my thing when I'm not driving. Don't do it when you're driving because you won't be able to do it. So when you are not driving and something goes on, just do it. Quick one, just even few seconds. the monkey thing,
Yeah.
whatever. That's a quick one. Another quick one, which
I like
really
the
helps.
collarbone.
Yeah, the
Collarbone really
collarbone
helps.
one. Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah,
really helps.
that's so
That's a
relaxing. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
very relaxing, very relaxing. Or go for a quick walk.
Hmm.
Trust me, nothing will happen. Sky will not fall apart. You need to get back to your senses. So if something which is very overwhelming happening, go for a
Mm.
walk. Just leave everything and go for a walk. Trust me, when you come back, you will have a better sense of,
Clarity.
yeah, clarity. You have a better sense that how can you solve that problem. And just remember one thing, everything, and this is learned from my, I have learned from my coaches too, everything is figure outable.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
That's good. Or sometimes even a glass of cold water helps,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
you're distracting, you're interrupting your thought,
yeah,
and it really helps.
yeah.
Nadia, we have a question. How long does it take to form good habits and make them second nature?
Okay, so according to the modern psychology, they say 21 days to 90 days. That's the
Hmm.
normal thing. And
Yeah.
become a second nature is the more you're going to do it. Of course, the more is you're going to do it. But number one, it's a highly thing. I recommend it to all people. Don't try to change everything instantly. Take one step at a time. If you want to change few things in your life, start with the simplest one and replace it with something else. Don't just leave the space empty, because that empty space can attract anything else which is going to be very disturbing for you, because we want, that's not how we work. So our physiology works. So it depends
Yeah.
on you, but short small step, consistent steps.
Because we don't want to shock the system either, right? So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
going to shut down and say, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do this. So
yeah,
slowly, baby steps, again, slow things like Nadia suggested, short, powerful things, implement
yeah,
them. 21 days, even my hypnosis audio is actually, we suggest at least a minimum of consistent 21 days of listening to that hypnosis audio. And then you can obviously go ahead and listen to it longer if you like, but 21 days minimum is the requirement for it to start for you to start feeling those shifts.
yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions since we have Nadia here? Okay, Nadia, let me ask you, what is one, I mean, Allah is mashallah 99 names, but what is that one or two names that really resonate with you that you're like, you know what, this is the most powerful, or this is what you should practice, or mostly?
I something which is really close to my heart is definitely Allah itself. Ya Rabbi.
Okay.
Ya Rabbi is the
Mhm.
one which encompasses everything. Like when you are saying
Okay.
Rab, it means he's everything. Controller, provider, sustainer, like everything. So Ya Rabbi, that's another one. Al Fatah, opener of doors, opportunities,
Hmm.
hearts,
Hmm.
everything. Al Razak, and Ar-Rahman
Okay.
Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Like we do not understand the importance of Ar-Rahim, especially. We just say it, Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, and we go very quickly on that. Ar-Rahman is the mercy for everyone, like everyone across the board, or for all creations of Allah. But Ar-Rahim is specifically for us Muslims, which is given to us in Jannah, saved for us, special package. Like this is something like really I'm excited about. So it has this very special connection when I call upon him, like with these names, it just goes with me a lot. Like this is something very close to my heart.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. And how often should we repeat? We just like,
It's up to you. It's your connection.
hmm,
Do it from here. Don't do it from here. Don't I don't count.
exactly.
I don't count.
Yeah.
I don't know the numbers or anything, and I don't believe in numbers because Allah needs the connection here. So even if you do it once, Allah, and with the
With
full
that
heart,
whole meaning and love. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, the love and the connection, it's enough. But again, do it from here.
Okay, can you read a question or I'll read it out for you? So what if old habits from trauma response keep coming back, even if you have worked hard to replace it?
Okay, so replace it how? My question is, you replace it how? It could be like simply, that's why you have to do it with different techniques, the techniques and the coaches. Now, how do you respond if they are, if you have worked it completely? You must, your coach or you have known the technique to replace it. Again, it's the replacing the thing. For example, I'll give you a simple example. I don't know what you're asking about, but I can give you a simple example. I'm not good enough. Again, this
Mm.
program is across the board.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So why I'm thinking I'm not good enough? Because somebody in my childhood told me I'm not good enough. Oh, actually, I'll give you another example. It's a very interesting example, even than this one. You know, people come to me about the weight loss. Oh, I have
Mhm.
tried all this, everything is happening, I cannot lose weight. I said, okay, so we dig deeper, dig deeper. What happens? We went into the childhood, and the
Mm.
program was because the person was chubbier in the childhood. So people called
Mm.
her, oh my God, Moti, cutie,
Oh, you're
you
so
you're so
cute.
cute, and blah blah. So the program is if I am gonna be this size or this chubbier, I'm gonna be loved by everyone.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah.
And that stays in this. So the love connection of love and acceptance was being that size or being the moti and being the moti, I mean the heavier and the chubbier and
Heavy.
that
Yeah.
kind of
Mm.
that kind of a size. If we remove that connection, that you are still lovable no matter however you are, there's many other thing and you're a lovable human being. The minute we remove that, you won't believe, Homa, she lost weight in days.
No ways. Wow. Good job.
Wow, but like
That's
that was
amazing.
fascinating. Yeah, that was fascinating. So people again, going back to trauma, people think trauma is only bad things. No, out
Yeah.
of love, sometimes kids they've been told kids we tell our kids these things, but they stay in their head,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
how they create whole personality around that. So
Mm.
removing that again, how you're working, removing those emotional connection, dealing with trauma is very important. Once that emotional connection is removed, and that's the work we do it in SRT and energy clearing and all that, removing that emotional, once that emotional connection is gone, I don't think so you'll be ever get triggered by the same event or similar event again.
Mm. I also believe sometimes it's one thing that comes up in different situations because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, this layer has this, program. Okay, we've cleared it in that situation, but then it comes up in another situation. So we need
Yeah.
to clear the same program in a different situation. So it'll keep coming up, but the intensity reduces every single time. So
Yeah.
you may feel that same, maybe you'll have that same reaction, but not at that intense level that it used to be.
And
So
also, it's a journey. And
clearing.
as you mentioned early,
Yeah.
it's a journey. People think, oh my God, it's a quick fix, 3 months, 1 month, 2 months. I'm going to be better. No, you're not. Trust me, I have working on
No,
myself
you're
for.
not.
No, you're not. This is not, I wish I had that magic wand, but I am working on myself. It's been more than 10 years with coaches. I'm not working alone, even though I know the techniques. I still have
Yeah.
coaches in my life. Still stuff happens to me, still I get triggered, still I have to go back and redo the whole thing. It's because the trauma doesn't just sit in your body like, okay, we're just going to pick up this and remove it. No, 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 these are layers after layers because it's the year of the negative stuff happened, year of
Hmm.
the you have suppressed the emotions and stuff
And it
everything.
stays physically in your body too, right? So we're doing the
Exactly.
mental work, emotional work, spiritual work, but we need to do
Everything.
the somatic work of actually physically removing it.
So if you
'Cause
want me
every
to
the cell
remove.
has your memory. Yeah, go on.
Exactly. So if you want me to remove 30 years of it in 3 sessions, sorry. Sorry, but no sorry. That's not going to happen. Wrong expectations. It's going to
But
take
then the
time.
intensity reduces though,
In
yeah.
the yeah, definitely intensity reduces, but if you want it to completely gone, you will have to work on it on different
Mhm.
levels.
And
So again,
sometimes
it's a
it's not
level.
even like I said, exactly. Sometimes it's not even completely gone, but then there's an acceptance. You know what? It is what
Yeah.
it is. I surrender, not quit, surrender. I accept it, and then you're just okay with it. And
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
bother you or have that negative impact.
Absolutely.
Okay, another question. We do have some time, so I'm just gonna ask you this. What if you're
Yeah.
surrounded by a family that tells you repeatedly you're not good enough or not doing enough while you're actively trying to work through it? Any suggestions?
Stop listening to the family. The first thing, stop listening to them. And I'm not saying listening is hearing. You still can hear them, but you have to energetically block them. Yes, it's hard. Definitely, it's hard, but you will have to create some boundaries. And the problem here mostly happens is because we don't know, or we are not allowed, or we were never taught to make boundaries with the people we are supposed to make. So, the first thing, again, in the trauma healing and every kind of coaching, I teach my client is how to build boundaries around the people who are close to them. Because you
Yeah,
get hurt by the
cut off.
people.
Yeah, you can't cut them
Don't,
off.
there's, yeah, we can't cut them off. There are people, like,
Mhm.
you cannot divorce your husband, you cannot leave your children, you cannot just get rid of your parents or siblings or anything.
Exactly.
But there is a boundary, and there are not only boundary energetically, emotionally, psychologically, everything. And
Correct. Yeah.
sometimes with some of the toxic people, it's physical boundaries too. See
Mm.
them less.
Mm.
And that is another type of misconception in Islam. Or they have told us not to cut the ties. We are not asking you to cut the ties, we are asking you to choose yourself.
Correct.
Choose
I'll have
wisely.
to. Okay. Yeah.
Sometime, not sometime, all the time, I tell my clients things. Your time and your energy is very, very precious. Choose them
Mm-hmm.
wisely. Who do you want to spend it with?
Spend it with. So
Very
true.
wisely. So that's how it starts. So start making boundaries. It starts with start making boundaries. And when you will start making boundaries, yes, everything will come. Oh, you're being selfish. You don't love me anymore. You don't care about me anymore.
You've
Or
changed.
you're changed. Exactly. So
Yeah.
again, first of all, you need to start believing in, again, inward work, that
Yeah.
what is the meaning of being enough for you. And again, it comes
Correct.
from, like, because most of the time we see ourselves from people's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I am this because, oh, my husband said this, my children said this, oh, you're a great mom, you're, let go of these expectations. Allah
Mm.
already created you so worthy. What else you need, guys, girls, gals,
Yeah.
whatever?
And that's what I said. It's not that I was with Allah, I was getting bored, and he's like, "Oh, let's make a huma today and put her on the earth and see how she plays around." No,
Yeah,
we all have a purpose, a soul purpose,
and
or
proper
whatever it is.
plan.
We're here for a
Yeah,
reason. Yeah.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
And for the toxic people, again, I'm not saying this to justify what they're doing, but you also have to see them as humans and as people who have trauma that they've not worked on, and that's why they're spewing over you or spilling over on you. It's not fair. And like I said, it's not, excuse me, it's not justified. But if you just, again, be the observer and kind of step back and say, you know what, they're humans and they have their own traumas, but doesn't mean that I'm going to take that trauma on to me or take that toxicity from them to me. So that's when, like Nadia said, you create those boundaries and you just let them be. And again, internal work, changing the vibes, being more surrendering to whatever's happening, and just focusing on you. Again, not selfish. It is not selfish. It's not arrogance. It is literally working on your self-worth in different ways. So, oh my God,
Yeah.
I love this. Thank you so much, Nadia. Can you just tell us how can we contact you?
So I'm on, I think you have, our post is on, collaborated on Instagram, Facebook,
It
everywhere.
is.
So yeah,
Mhm.
so my contact information is there. You can reach out
Okay,
me
perfect.
through Instagram, through Facebook. And Huma, if you want, I can give you my email and phone number, which you have already, but we can put it underneath this
Yeah, can you
post.
just put it? I'll just put, yeah, I'll just put it right now.
So my
Look
phone
for,
number is 416
yep.
558
Mm-hmm.
5179. So this is my WhatsApp and regular number, so you can reach out me that, or you can email me.
Perfect. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Sure. Email me at Nadia
Okay.
dot Tahir,
Mm-hmm.
Tahir,
TAHIR. Yeah.
yeah, dot life, life,
Okay.
at gmail.com.
Just gonna repeat that. So your first name, last name, life, nadia.tahir.life@gmail.com.
Absolutely perfect.
Got it? Okay. There we go.
Awesome. So they can.
Yep. So you guys have any questions right now? You can ask us here live. If you're watching on replay, please either message myself or Nadia, or you can leave the comments below wherever, whichever platform you're watching from, and we will try and get back to you as soon as we can. Nadia,
Yeah.
once again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all that information. Mind blown. How amazing,
Thank you.
your line of work is and how many people you're helping. So thank you again. And like I said, we all have a purpose. We all are here to serve. And find your purpose. And also, I just want to put in every Sunday I do free sessions. So if you want to experience hypnosis, please jump on. It's free, and you just need a Zoom link. So message me for a Zoom link. And this week's topic is weight loss,
Yay!
emotional and physical weight loss. So if you guys want to hop on just to experience hypnosis, or need to lose weight or let go of weight, I don't want to use the word loss.
Yeah,
Please hop
exactly.
on, message me for the Zoom link. Yeah, that's another story. And then I think I'll talk about the weight loss and weight release on Sunday, inshallah. It's at 11:30 a.m. EST. So Nadia, thank you so much again for being here. We really appreciate you. Thank you for all the information, and inshallah we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much. I'm honored. It's my pleasure. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Huma. Really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. All
Mm.
right, you take care. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. Bye.
Bye.